Welcome, Frugal friends. I'm Jen.
I'm Jill.
And we are frugal. We have been frugal for a long time, but that doesn't mean that we are perfect.
Not us, not these ones. We have bought some things that we regret buying, and we're going to tell you about them.
Yeah, we have been through our Amazon shopping histories, online shopping, Facebook Marketplace. We've been through them all for the last 10 years.
I didn't go back that far.
I went back that far.
Okay.
And I had to go back that far because I don't make a lot of purchases because I'm frugal.
Right.
No, I just wanted to see. And we're going to tell you the things we regret buying, popular things we regret buying, so that you don't make the same mistake. Mistakes, plural. So this episode is brought to you by everything I bought on Amazon in 2013. I bought 2 things on Amazon in 2013. I will tell you that they are The Celebration of Discipline by Richard Foster, which is a book, and Black Combat Boots.
Ooh.
And I bought them in the same order. I have neither of them now, though I did use those boots until they literally disintegrated because I bought them on Amazon. So, of course, they disintegrated. But what I have been using since 2013 is my notes app. I have over 150 notes tracking my life because I'm not willing to pay an annual subscription to an app to track all that stuff. And that is truly why we made the annual finance planner. So if you're tired of juggling 150 notes that you have been using since 2013, you don't have to pay a pricey app subscription annually, monthly, no. You don't have to buy another planner that you will only fill halfway. Our annual finance planner was built for you, whether you're tracking home maintenance, planning your next big trip with points, trying to remember when your tires were last rotated. This spreadsheet keeps it all in one place, clear, simple, stress-free. You get an insurance benefits tracker to make sure you know all your insurance benefits, you're taking advantage of all of them, a family fun plan to make sure you know when all the annual free events are happening around you so that you can make sure that you're up on it. We don't list them for you. You're going to have to list those. But it's nice to have them in one place because annual events usually happen every year. So replacement savings tracker, travel rewards, credit card tracker, auto maintenance log, password tracker, all of these things all in one place. And it's a one-time cost. And you can have it and make it fresh digital copies forever. Head to frugalfriendspodcast.com/planner. Check it out. And if you're watching on YouTube, head to the description of our latest video for a 30% off code. Maybe not our latest video, but definitely this video.
That definitely won't be a purchase you regret.
No.
And it's just a one-time purchase. It's not a subscription. So we love that even more.
All right.
So this episode is inspired by a video by Grace Rohde on TikTok.
So welcome back to my worst stupid purchases of 2024. Number 1 in this series is things I bought at consignment stores or resale stores. Not that I liked them, but just because they were like 70% off retail. There's this awesome consignment store by me that I love. And someone dropped off their entire collection of Daniel Guzio wardrobe. Tops, dresses, skirts, all with the tags on. Daniel Guzio is not my wardrobe vibe. Maybe it would have been when I was 21, but it is just not now. But when I was in this store, I was like, wow, these tops retail for $180. But they're selling them here for $40. I might as well get them. Did I like the tops? Not really. Did I see them in my wardrobe? Not really. But they were 70% off retail, and so I had to buy them. Number 2, and I hope no one comes up my throat for saying this, Aloe legging. I can't tell you how many times that I just loved their e-commerce or their social media ads, and I was like, I've got to have that set. And then I purchased the set, and I like the top, but the leggings are the most uncomfortable, abrasive, ill-fitting, see-through pair of leggings that I've ever put on my body. Number 3, bad quality sweaters, specifically sweaters that are like 100% acrylic or polyester or a mix of the two, which obviously these are like everywhere on H&M and Zara, but you would be surprised. You can find an $180 sweater on Revolve, and then if you don't look at the composition and then you get it, those sweaters oftentimes are like 100% acrylic, even if they're cute.
Yeah, so we are going to go through 50 of the things that we regret, and 50 is a lot. So we're actually going to break them down into categories that might be more relatable so that we can round them up and offer solutions, because that's what we like to do here at Frugal Friends. So our first category is impulse buys. And these are just no rhyme or reason to why the purchase was made. In the moment, there's a rhyme. I'm sure there's a reason. But
no thought went into it.
Right.
We just impulse bought it.
Yeah.
And now we wish we didn't.
Yeah. Usually because I saw it on social media and it was popular and I watched it for more than 3 seconds. So the algorithm said, oh, she's interested in it. So we're going to show her more of the same thing. So she thinks that everybody's buying it, everybody has it. But really, it's just the, 20 to 50 videos out of, millions of videos that have that product. And so for me, the first one was a silk satin skirt that looked so cute on the girls, the really skinny girls on TikTok. But I have a booty, and silk, I know, hugs me in all the wrong places. It's just a nice, and silk will actually become not a recurring theme.
I'm noticing
this is not the last time you'll hear me talk about silk.
Maybe this time it'll be different.
And that is what I say. Like, oh, she's got some curves and she looks good in it. Like,
this silk is better than the other silk.
It's not. And so, of course, I'm not buying the highest quality silk because I'm not sure it'll look good on me. So, yeah, I bought a silk satin skirt and wore it a couple times. But ultimately, I just felt uncomfortable in it. And feeling good in your clothes, I think, is what's really important. So that was my first regret. Next, do you want to go back and forth?
Just go through all of yours.
Okay, I'm going to go through. We've got about 10
so we can
in
all
each
just
category.
sit and judge you first. And then it'll be my turn.
Perfect. Okay, so collagen. Like scoopable collagen. So there's a lot of study to support that creatine is really good for muscle growth and like a bunch of stuff. And then I think because it's so close to that word, people just assume collagen also is well studied and does a lot. And it's not. Like, it's not even a complete protein. I took it for probably about 6 months and did not see any change in my hair, my nails, my skin, all the things that it's supposed to help with. And so I was like, this is a money grab.
Yeah.
Like, I believe 99% of health and wellness supplements are money grabs. And we are going to talk about it in our next episode. So please subscribe to the channel because you will want to get a notification when the next episode drops immediately. So that, I think, again, with the silk robe.
No, that doesn't matter as much.
No, because
you're not wearing that out. That's just at home.
No.
Comfy.
It's the practicality.
Oh.
Silk robe, even when you tie it, like even when it has internal tie, it still just opens. Like
right.
Because the silk tie on the outside doesn't stay. Yeah. So then it just opens. The only thing keeping you closed is that little internal tie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is the point?
You can't walk to your mailbox in a silk robe. That is for sure.
And if your hair is wet, it leaves like the wet mark on it. And that's when I wear a robe, is after the shower.
Thought you were going to be like
silk feels so good,
slinky.
Right? Silk just feels good.
Yeah.
I now have a black cotton robe and I do wear that every day. And it stays closed. And I can even report that my dog chewed the tie, but for some reason she only chewed the 2 ends of the tie. And so the 2 ends of the tie are a little tattered, but they still work. Didn't shorten them too much to not be able to tie.
That's not a regret.
No, I do love my cotton robe is great. Silk robe, no, don't believe the hype if you see it on social media. Next is my GoPro. So I'm a runner and I like to train for a half marathon once a year. No more, no less. Sometimes less, but no more. And I had dreams of filming myself while I'm running. And if you have ever seen my social media profile, you'll know I don't actually like to film myself doing anything personal. I don't like to film myself at all doing anything outside of Frugal Friends. This vibe is great. At my home or doing the things that I personally like to do. I do not like to broadcast those.
This was like aspirational.
This was aspirational for sure because I saw other people doing it. And I'm like, oh, I could do that. I run.
need a
I
GoPro to
enjoy
do
watching
it.
other people's running content. And however, GoPros are pretty heavy. And I get pretty tired when I run. And I'm like, I don't even want to hold a water bottle. So it was this aspirational impulse buy from seeing other running influencers doing their thing and being in an adjacent industry. And I just like never use it.
Yeah.
I never do. But I did purchase it with my own money, not the business's money. So I will say that.
Oh, wow. Good job.
Yeah. Sometimes, a lot of times.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Frugal Friends, thanks you.
Okay, I got 2 more. Macrame. I did get the macrame book from the library, but I
Well
wish
done.
I wish I'd known about secondhand thrift stores for DIY products. I don't think there was one in our area at the time. But yeah, like I half made one macrame wall hanging and never finished it.
Uh-huh.
So I do regret buying the stuff to make the macrame.
Do you think you could have practiced it without having bought it? Because it's worth, you don't know. Some of
You
this
don't-
stuff you
yeah.
don't know
There
until
is
you try it.
So if you watched our hobbies episode, there is a
Mm.
craft graveyard is a real thing. It was just buying crafts and like aspirational, like not and then not using
Yeah.
them. Then you have a hobby graveyard. And I have a very much have in the past had like a craft DIY graveyard.
Yeah.
And that is in my graveyard
Mhm.
for sure. And then my last thing, popsicle molds. I bought these when Kai was a baby because I had dreams of, this was hormones, I think. You do real weird things with your postpartum hormones. They don't make sense to anybody but you. But you cannot tell anybody that they don't make sense. I wanted to make popsicles with my child who was 1 year old. And so I bought some popsicle molds. And I don't eat popsicles. I've never used these popsicle molds. I bought them in 2019.
That's a social media thing. They make popsicle molds look so cool. And then
The
when you're at the
popsicles look so
store
cool.
and you see these popsicle molds, you're like, I could live the dream for $1.50. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to live the dream. And then really you just have cluttered drawers with plastic that now you don't want to get rid of because you're throwing away your perfect vision of how you were going to be a mom and make things with your kid. And maybe someday you still will. And
And now Kai
this is deep.
Kai is 6 and I still have the popsicle molds. And Travis like, you can make popsicles with Kai over the summer. And I'm like,
Still haven't.
nope. It's the end of summer. We got less than 1 week
Still
left.
haven't.
And I will not make popsicles with
Okay, impulse buys for me.
him.
Dermaplaning razors. Still have them. Could have returned them. Missed the window. So I didn't return them.
Darn.
I got them thinking, yeah, this is going to be something that I do. I'm going to shave my face. Just because I don't know.
Because I don't have enough to do.
I think I saw
I need to
people
shave my
saying
face
that it's
too.
like one of their tricks for like a great skincare routine. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I do have a lot of peach fuzz. Maybe that would make my skin look nice. And then I realized, no, it's literally shaving. Then you can get a ton of ingrown hairs. And I got scared. So I've never opened the package, never returned it. And never threw them away or gave them away. They are still sitting in
Because you
my
don't want
drawer in the
anybody else to get the
bathroom.
ingrown hairs.
I think there's a part of me that's thinking maybe someday I still might do this.
I've never looked at a woman and said, oh, she has a lot of peach fuzz.
Yeah.
I've never looked at a man and said that.
Yeah. I don't look at people's faces and say that. I bought a shampoo because the bottle was cool. Just the bottle got me. The bottle looked clean,
I bought it.
simple,
I've done that.
crisp. Yeah. And I forgot, I don't know where my brain went. It said volumizing. In the past, that was always something that I went for, was a volumizing shampoo. I want my hair to do what her hair does. It's never going to do it. Okay. But I think these shampoos are going to do it. But then I have learned in the last 2 years that I have a lot of hair. It's just fine. So volumizing shampoo makes my hair flat. So I actually don't need that. It's too much product for me. It will do the exact opposite of what I want it to do. Completely forgot about that when I saw this cute bottle. I'm like, well, that's good. That's what I need.
You're cute blinded.
And then it just made my hair go flat. And I did donate that. I gave that away. I also bought an inflatable pineapple for a party.
For our party.
For our party. I did spend personal money on it. I did not spend we both feel like personally obligated that like if it's an impulse buy, it's coming out of our pocket, not the business, which is very fun. We're people of integrity with our impulse purchases. This was at one of those Amazon bins, like where people return stuff from Amazon.
Which I've never been to one of those places.
Well, you didn't go with me?
No.
I don't feel like I have a memory of us being there together.
No.
Strange. Yeah. And it was like $1. And I kind of justified it by the fact that somebody else has purchased it. This is like me getting it secondhand. So NBD. Yeah, it was fun. But then I had this massive blow up pineapple. And what am I going to do with that?
What are you going to do with that?
I kept it around for a little bit. Kids played with it. They popped it. And
well, there you go.
There you go.
They saved you.
And finally, stemmed glassware that can't be put in the dishwasher. Lesson learned. I'm only buying things that can go in the dishwasher.
Did you try to put them in the dishwasher?
No, they just say don't put them in the dishwasher.
Because I have stemmed glassware that says don't put in the dishwasher, and I definitely put it in the dishwasher.
Okay, so maybe I could try it.
But mine is from Target, and it feels a little thicker. Like it feels, I mean, I love them. But I don't love them enough to not put them in the dishwasher.
These are mostly
top rack.
These are mostly pretty, but they're just not that practical, and it feels off brand for me. You know, I'm a very streamlined, simple person. Like I'm going to buy these unique glasses because I like how they look, but I never use them because I never feel like hand washing.
Oh yeah. Anything that can't go in the dishwasher is a regret, honestly. But I would try it. Try it.
Yeah.
If you break one, you break one. You're not going to use it anyway.
That's so true. Okay, done.
All right. Our next category is things we thought would solve a problem. So if you've ever been on social media and you have found I would say the dermaplane razors are definitely an impulse buy, but they could kind of segue into this and you find a problem on social media that you didn't know you had, like peach fuzz. And so then you buy something to solve this problem and you're like, is it truly a problem? And if it was a problem, did I really need to buy something on the internet to solve it?
Did I think it was a problem before the internet made me aware that it could be a problem?
Yeah. So my first thing is a bug zapper lamp. This is a legitimate problem I had, but it's one of those instances where I needed something, and I still do need something like professional grade. A tiny bug zapping lamp was not going to do it. And then one of the kids just kind of knocked it off of the table and it shattered.
Oh no.
And it did nothing while it was working because the problem was too big. So it was a waste of money because I really needed to invest $100, $200 into an actual mosquito magnet.
Yeah.
We
just sold one at our yard sale.
A magnet?
No, a big industrial bug catcher thing.
Oh.
Did we not give it to you?
No.
We're going to have to sidebar after this.
Okay. Wow.
I'm going to have to check in if we still have it.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you. I'll solve that problem for you.
Yes.
It's a good thing we have a podcast together.
I know. Next is a computer external webcam because I thought it would be better quality. And
well, Eric told you it would be better quality. Is this his fault?
No, I bought this one several years ago.
Okay.
And Eric also bought one for Frugal Friends. And I was like, maybe it's better now. And because it's 5 years later. No, the one in the laptop works better than the external. Unless you're getting yourself a DSLR and you're hooking it up with wires. I don't want to hear it. It is not better. It does not solve the problem that social media influencers in the B2B space convinced me I had. A pour over coffee setup. I think I was pregnant and coffee didn't taste good. But I love coffee. And so I just went out and bought the whole thing for a pour over set instead of maybe, and I thought it was like a permanent problem in my life because everything's permanent when you're temporarily pregnant. And then I stopped being pregnant and I went back to just using my old drip coffee maker, which is exceptional and I love. And I use Bones Coffee in, I think, somewhere in Florida. Send me coffee, please.
Underrated. I'm
Underrated.
still cackling over here.
Okay, and then the last two for me are both baby related. Again, a baby carrier and a baby floaty for the pool. You need everything when you have a baby, right? Because every problem can be solved by buying something. And even if you know that it won't be solved, you still buy something in hopes that it will. So my kids hated being carried. So I bought several baby carriers thinking this next carrier will be the one that they will enjoy. And it's false. It wasn't. Spoiler. And then I also couldn't figure out how to wrap the babies around me so that they would not fall. So that was also an error on my part. And then a floaty to like have the baby float in a pool. We didn't go to the pool enough or the beach at all to make it worth buying. It was like $50. Also, I ended up holding him anyway because of my paranoia.
Yeah.
And we actually did bring it to one pool, and the pool was like, we don't allow that here. I was like, give me a break.
I spent $50 on this. Let me show it off. All right. What I thought would solve a problem, protein powder, regret it. Because you know what? Everyone is telling me I don't have enough protein. That is the hot trend right now.
I do. I have protein powder every day.
And maybe, I don't know, but this protein powder, it's the only thing I can point to as what just messed me up. I was breaking out and feeling awful in my body and just all sorts of
Did you find it on social media?
reactions. Not the protein powder, no. Social media is definitely to blame and telling me that I need protein. And I do. I'm not doubting that I need protein, but that I have to have a powder. I did a lot of research on the protein powder that I got, and I felt confident about it. But the second I stopped taking the protein powder, everything went back to equilibrium. I'm like, this girl's just eating eggs.
Some of them.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, some of them will mess up your stomach. You know, my favorite, I've been using this one for probably 15 years. Ascent. They sell it at Costco.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored, but I've been using it for 15 years and tastes good with just some almond milk. I have it every day. It's not the fancy kind.
Yeah.
It's just, you can buy it in 4-pound bags from Costco.
Yeah.
There you go.
Adjacent to that, supplements. I was on a healthy girl era, short-lived, where I just thought
for our next episode
that I needed
you want more
to do the protein powders and the supplements, because it just seems like everybody everywhere is supplementing their nutrition. And I'm like, I guess I should too. And turns out I just do better to try and get what I need from the food that I eat.
All these supplements are just a money grab. They are a cash grab. I'm not going to go in deeper than that because I want you to watch our next episode, but they are truly a cash grab.
Thought that a blow-up travel pillow would solve my problem of not being able to sleep on a long flight. Didn't work. Couldn't sleep. Camelback, the Hydro Pack backpacks. I think Eric and I went camping one time or on a hike, and we're like, we're gonna have to be hydrated. But then we took it on this trip, and then once there, it was like, but that's a lot to carry, and it's really hot. We would rather just hold our water bottles, and the hike's not as long as we think it's going to be. And so we've had these hydro packs that we have never used, even though we have gone on at least one hiking trip a year. We just still don't use them. So shouldn't have bought it. Sourdough scoring razor. Thought it would solve the problem of making beautiful sourdough, but just any regular razor would be fine, or like a knife. You can score your sourdough with a knife. I didn't need the razor. And actually, I sliced myself with the razor. Wait, where is I think I had a scar. I don't remember which finger, but sliced it real bad. Those razors are sharp. So it actually hurt me.
It created a problem.
And then speaking of problems, a menstrual cup. And I know a lot of my frugal girlies out here are like, they swear by their menstrual cup. And thank you. You are saving the planet.
Yeah.
All of us.
Girls like us need girls like you.
Yeah. But I am too elder millennial to figure out how this thing works. And I'll spare you the details, but it did not work for me.
Okay. Our next category is dupe fails. Because we've all bought a dupe to get a cheaper price at the sacrifice of true functionality. So my first one is cheap basics. And there's another video from the same creator that we showed at the top. And I don't think we have time to show it now, but basically having all of these shirts, and mostly shirts, I would say, like even the earrings I'm wearing now, but just I wear a lot of basics, and having the quality be so bad that I'm like having to, and a lot of it is I'm buying it bad quality and secondhand. So I'm just constantly having to like recycle stuff. And I'm just not, I'm like buying more things, and that's time cost. And then I'm frustrated, and that's a mental cost. So I'm just like done buying cheap basics. Things that I'm going to wear every single day for years and years and years. I want them to be good quality. My next one is not one that I bought, but this is actually one that Travis bought for me for my birthday. He doesn't like perfume, but I used to wear Chanel Chance, the classic eau de parfum, the nice one. And I ran out, and I wasn't going to buy more because he doesn't like smells. And he bought me some, but in a little roller. And I was like, what is this? It ended up being like a dupe. He thought it was the real thing, but just in a roller, like he bought it from eBay. And it was not Chanel Chance.
He really tried though.
He did. It was nice of him to do that, but it was a waste of money. I never wore them because it's distinct. Like this is my favorite scent. Chanel Chance, the original, she the OG. A crossbody bag from Target. This is actually my most recent dupe fail. And it was I wanted a replacement diaper bag that was smaller because now I don't need to carry as many diapers or as many things. And so I was going to get one thing that wasn't really brand name, but then I found it cheaper at from another brand at Target. And so I bought that, and it ended up just being like scratchy, just like very cheap quality. I wish I'd spent more, and it wasn't much more. I just wish I'd spent more to get the one that felt nice on my skin, because crossbody bags are like on your skin a lot.
Right.
And then my last dupe fail, fake leather jackets.
Plural?
Oh, plural, yeah. Because I used to wear, in my 20s, I wore a leather jacket pretty much exclusively in the jacket department. So I just wore them into the ground, and I just had to buy so many. And I didn't know to regret it then, but I do regret it now. I wish I just had one good quality leather jacket. It could have a really good patina right now and just be like very well worn in and with me and soft. So, yeah.
Can't start now either.
I will start now. I know. Okay. That's my thing. I still have one fake leather jacket, but I don't wear it because it's falling apart and I don't like it.
My biggest dupe fail was the wedding dress I purchased. This was 13 years ago. I'm going to keep it short. I found this website that said that they would make designer dresses for you for $99. I had this designer dress that I really loved. And I'm thinking, what's the worst that could happen? I'll be out $99. Told myself I'd wear my sister's wedding dress if this one didn't work out. It gets shipped to me. It looks nothing like the designer dress. And in that moment, I realized I do not want to wear my sister's wedding dress on my wedding day, and had to go quickly find an off-the-rack dress that could be tailored for me very quickly. And it worked. It did work, but I regret that whole
You know what? The marriage worked. So that's what's important.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's working.
It is working.
We're not past tense.
It's over now, but it did work for those 13 years.
Fake or costume jewelry, I have learned that it just doesn't work for me. I used to love buying all the different types of things that I could pair with different outfits, and now I realized that those things give me rashes and make me itchy.
Mhm.
And I would rather keep it simple and keep it classy and keep it real.
Real
And
gold.
real gold. Hmm.
We're real gold girls now. We're golden and gold.
That's right. And a frying pan. I am still in my frying pan saga right now. I have bought different pans. They all end up warping, and I am ready to throw money at whoever. If you're a frying pan company and you'll stand behind your frying pan for the rest of my lifetime, I will throw money at you. I am so tired
The
of these
way-
pans warping.
The way you feel about Vitamix is the way I feel about Calphalon and All Clad. I don't own any All Clad,
Yeah.
but I own exclusively Calphalon, and I would die for that
Okay.
company of
I'm
stainless steel
leaning-
pots.
I am leaning all clad. I just need one. I need one pan that's 9 to 12 inches, and that's it.
If you just need one, go All Clad.
I think that's what
3
I'm
ply,
gonna do.
not 5. Just remember,
Okay.
3 ply, not 5.
Okay. Wow.
That's a tip
This
for you.
is mostly just Jen and I giving tips back and forth to each
this
other.
is what we do this for. So please leave your tips in the comments and your fails. Let's all help everyone with a list of like 2,000 things not to buy.
Mhm.
Our next category, we got 2 more categories left, is secondhand fails. Because just because it's secondhand, just because it's a deal, just because it's good price, does not mean it's worth spending money on or spending space on by just simply having. So my probably biggest fail to date was buying an RV to flip.
Mm.
I didn't know what I was getting into. I was like, oh, Jill and Eric did it. And Travis is handy. We can do this.
Yeah.
And we wanted to flip a house, but we didn't have enough collateral to do that. So we're like, we'll flip a big old RV. Horrible decision. Not just because of scope creep, but just of the time that I didn't want to spend doing it and was forced to.
You did learn. You
I
learned
learned quickly.
things along
Not
the way.
enough, because we did buy a house to renovate, and I also hated that. So now I'm done renovating things. I guess I could add that to this list, but I do like our house now, so it wasn't a fail.
Good.
Yeah. Used pocket door that was painted black. This again was not me. This was Travis. We needed a pocket door for our bathroom. And so he comes home with one from Facebook Marketplace that was painted black, but I wanted mine to be white like the rest of the house. So the time it took to like scrape that paint off, and it had like window cutouts, which I didn't want window cutouts because you look directly at the door to the bathroom from the bed. So like in the morning when he's getting ready and that light's shining through, like there's no reprieve. So he has to get ready with the lights off in the bathroom. It was just a bad decision that he made just because it was cheap and pocket doors are expensive. So next is a portable air conditioner. Again, while we were renovating this house, I thought it would be good to have some air conditioning and just it wasn't good for the types of windows that we had, because you do have to plug it into the window, and then it was used, and so the thing wasn't really working to like block out the air, and it was so loud. Like it was just so loud, so cumbersome to set up every time that we never used it.
Yeah.
I just worked in the heat. Another reason I hate renovating things. And then clothes I didn't really like just because they were cheap. It gets into that closing, thing again that I'm done sacrificing on clothing. I'm just really ready to just buy what I want at really good quality despite the price.
It's the resolve I have with cookware.
Yeah.
We're ready to spend.
We are.
Come at us.
We are ready
Quality,
to spend money.
sustainable brands.
Quince, if you're listening, half of my mood board that is not a mood board, it's just a mood board in my head, is from that website. So if you're listening or watching, please send me money.
All right, my secondhand fails include a DIY smoking kit. Not smoking cigarettes, not this.
A build your own cigarette kit because it gave me lung cancer.
Some people are into rolling their own cigarettes. That's not what I'm talking about. This is one of those glass domes and then this smoker infuser that you could put cheese in or maybe a cocktail. Hear me out. It was only $1 at a yard sale, but they had 2 of them. Eric was interested. So he's like, yeah, I just want to try this. It's only $1. And then I'm like, well, get the other one for $1 too. These things look nice. We could resell it. We have had that smoker kit on Facebook Marketplace for, I don't know, maybe like $30 or $40 for an entire year. No one has bitten on purchasing this thing. And so we ended up we had a yard sale recently. We gave it away at this yard sale. So it just sat around. I mean, we used it once. We're
Took
like,
a $2
okay,
loss.
cool. Yeah, but that was not a project we needed to do. My other secondhand fail, and you were here for this. It was one of our very first kind of hangouts when you came to Pennsylvania. I bought this vintage Gloria Vanderbilt fine porcelain spice jar collection.
I am familiar with that
Do you
spice jar
remember that?
collection.
Do you remember me getting it with you guys there?
I don't remember getting it.
So they are beautiful. If you were to
Yeah.
look these up, they have the hand-painted flower of the spice. So if it's oregano or mustard or whatever it is, they have the hand-painted flower on it. And they've got rubber gaskets on them. They are stunning. And I thought that when our kitchen was finished, I'm going to put these on display, which I did.
Yeah.
They were on display. Did I ever fill them with the spices? No, because they're not the same size
They're
as
small.
spice jars. So I would have had to have a spice jar collection, my beautiful spice jar collection, plus my utilitarian spice jar collection, where I then pour the one spice into the other spice. And it's all ridiculous. I'm not doing that. So here we are. I have that collection up on Facebook Marketplace. If anyone listening wants to buy it,
If you love Gloria Vanderbilt
willing to
and
ship.
small spice jars.
Each individual jar is worth $25. And I think I got all 24 spice jars for $40. Selling them all for $70. This is my... We got a little side
That's not
business
a great
going
way
on.
to market them. Bought them for $40, selling them for $70.
Because you know what? They've
Can't use them.
They've appreciated.
Never used them. They're practical.
You're right. I'm not trying to convince you to buy my regrets, but if you're willing, okay. An iPhone game controller. I bought this as a gift for Eric. He used it once, didn't like it, gave it away. Wish I wouldn't have bought him that. Wish I wouldn't have been so generous in my gift giving. A wall file organizer. I don't know what it is. Sometimes organizing tools can really get the best of me.
Oh, I love organizing
And
things.
especially if I can find them at a thrift store or a yard sale. So this was one of those wall hanging file organizers. I had dreams of spray painting it a fun color, hanging it on the wall. I did hang it on a wall in one of my offices at one point. Didn't put a single piece of paper in it because I didn't know how to use a wall file. I'm not like a notary. I'm not filing tons of and stamping things. Like, I have no reason for it. So that's gone. And lamps, so many lamps. I have bought so many lamps because they've been inexpensive at a yard sale, at a thrift store. And I have
Because they're so expensive in the store.
They are so expensive. But now I just have so many lamps and they're all mismatched. And I don't know what to do with them. I don't have that many places to put lamps.
Mhm. Yeah, but you never have to use overhead lighting, which you guys, for some reason, really hate.
We don't like
Yeah.
Eric's an electrician. He's very much into like mood lighting.
I'm like, why is it always dark in here when I come to the office? You're
We're
sitting in here and
we
it's
prefer
like,
darkness over the overhead
Yeah.
light.
Oh my
and I realized that
gosh.
we forgot to turn off this overhead light. So who knows how our video looks.
it's
we're
going to
just-
look fine.
Yeah, here we
It's
go.
going to be fine.
All right. We've gone on long enough. Our final category of plain old fails.
Plain
Run us
old
down your list.
fails. So these are the ones that could have been, I mean, I don't know. They could fall into any of these categories, but they're just hilarious. Mine is Bluetooth earbuds. And so I have learned that my ears are small and they're too small for
brag.
earbuds, right? I have petite ears.
My
than
ears are so
people.
tiny.
But like earbuds just fall out, whether they're Apple or I actually haven't bought Apple ones because I tried those before I bought them. And no, I did buy them. I bought some. I bought some from a pawn shop and they ended up being fakes.
Knockoffs.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll add that in here too. 51 things I regret buying. Always buy, you can buy bigger electronics at pawn shop because it's harder to knock off those, but small things that are easier to knock off, don't buy them at a pawn shop, even if they have verified them. There's a tip.
Word.
Okay, Roomba. My house is too dirty for the Roomba, and I didn't get the self-evacuating one. That sounds wrong. But it gets clogged. I have to replace the filter every week, and it doesn't finish the job. And I was like, this is too much work. I just got another Dyson.
Yeah.
And that's what I have to use. A car phone holder, and it blocked went into the air conditioning, but then it blocked the air conditioning from reaching me. And in Florida, you don't want that to happen.
No.
But I didn't want to put it on the dash because I didn't want to leave sticky residue when I took it off. So I'm like, I don't know how to hold my phone. I'll just hold it with my hand and drive. That's not what I do, but sometimes. Natural deodorant, I can't. I'm so sorry. Baking soda makes me itch, and if aluminum is going to cause me health problems,
so be it.
I would rather have friends than smelly pits.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I'd
Don't
rather
die on
meet
my
new
behalf,
people.
but okay.
I mean, I'd like to meet more people too.
Yeah.
You know, I'd like to meet new people.
True. Okay.
Not that I need to. I just want to have the option. Things in bulk to save money. I often, for some things, I will end up wasting. So like I don't buy fresh produce, and basically anything that's not shelf stable or freezable, I won't buy in bulk. And even if I do, sometimes I find myself getting tired of it before I've used all the bulk. So now I only buy in bulk things I know that I will really use. And sometimes I still have regrets, but I'm getting much better with that. And then my last one to round out the whole list, a nut milk bag. So this was from my Amazon list. Here's a fun game. Go back to Amazon and look at your order history from like 2020, like 2024, 2023, and compare it to like 2014, 2013, and see the difference. I bought like, I got off Facebook in 2011. I just did a year long without Facebook. And for someone in college, like, that was a big deal. And I was like, oh, I bet I'm going to have a higher Amazon purchase in 2011 because I remember doing a lot more scrolling on Amazon. I had one purchase in 2011. It was a nut milk bag.
Whoa.
What I did get really into was becoming a raw vegan, which I never did, but it was just fascinating to me. So I did buy the nut milk bag.
Wow.
And never used it.
And never used it. Part of your hobby graveyard.
Yeah.
All right. My plain old fails include a private sale vehicle with a faulty engine. That was rough. Wish we would have taken it to a mechanic. We were young. We've learned. Wool socks. Thought I needed it again for one of those hikes that we did. Realized I'm semi-allergic to wool. My ankles itched like they had been bitten by mosquitoes and tickled with poison ivy.
Yikes.
The entire time I wore these socks. Then I'd take the socks off and I'd be fine. They actually fit Eric, so he's wearing them now. He's like, so not all is lost, okay? He can have the socks. Book for book club. I got really excited when I joined a book club and I thought that I had to buy the book and I didn't. I should have waited till it was available at the library. And I didn't even like the book that much.
Wow.
Pink streamers for our video background. Remember when we did?
You loved those. And we use those a lot though, but we shouldn't have.
But we shouldn't have.
And
that's the regret.
Yeah, we didn't ask like if we should. We just said we could.
If you watch, and I think you should watch our debt-free stories on YouTube, they're great stories. Our background has these pink streamers and I'm not saying that our background now is even all that much better. We're still learning video, but these were a no-no.
Yeah.
But you know what? We had fun.
God bless them.
Trying to get a free hot tub. That was a huge fail. We saw this person post free hot tub and we were like, great. And then Eric and I got there, and this was when we were younger than young. This was even before the vehicle with the faulty
We were
engine.
babies.
And it turned out to be an elderly couple, and the hot tub didn't work. They really just needed it removed, and they couldn't find any companies to remove it for them. So we suddenly became junk removal, free junk removal, took it back to Eric's parents' house and spent the entire weekend sawzalling the thing up into tiny pieces that over the course of the month we could put into the trash can. That was bad. That was a fail. Specialty ingredients, just anytime I buy something specialty and then you just don't use it up, you can absolutely use substitutions. And then speaking of, I do kind of think the studio wallpaper, I think we're going to change it out.
Let us
We think we
know.
regret it.
Let us know if there are any backgrounds you see on YouTube that you really like. I don't hate this, but Jill doesn't love it. So
It's cool.
doesn't
It's
bother
fine.
me.
I think our vibe could be a little more fun and cozy. I think the lighting would be better with a different background. We'll see. I don't want to regret the next thing.
It would be
either.
all dark in here. It would just be like one spotlight on our faces. Ideally.
So here's what you need to know. You don't need it.
Let's
Remember
bring it
that
all back.
you don't need it. You have everything you need. It's okay to want things. But you can also hold off on purchasing to be really, really sure about it. You can buy the things you truly love, like we talk about in our book. You can
Yes.
get the book at buywhatyoulovebook.com.
Another tip, do you need to buy something to solve your problem? Is it truly even a problem? And if it is a problem, can you borrow it? Can you get it secondhand potentially? In that way, if you do love it, then you can buy a newer one later. And then, if you don't, then you're out.
And if you're really sure that you want it, don't do the dupe.
Yeah.
Get the real thing. Spend the money on the pot that's gonna last.
On the clothes that are going to last.
On the vehicle that's gonna last.
We're talking to ourselves right now. We're looking at you and we're talking to ourselves. Me. I'm looking at the camera so that I can watch this later, and I'm telling me.
And just because it's affordable does not mean it's sustainable. Sometimes secondhand is just a way to get us to buy our next regret. But also know that not every fail is inherently bad. It's okay to look back, learn from your mistakes, buy the things you can feel really confident about, like how confident we feel about this segment that we do every week.
And we never regret it.
Never.
The Bill of the Week.
That's right. It's time for the best minute of your entire week. Maybe a baby was born and his name is William. Maybe you paid off your mortgage. Maybe your car died and you're happy to not have to pay that bill anymore. Duck bills, Buffalo Bills, Bill Clinton. This is the Bill of the Week.
Hi, Jen and Jill. This is Joanne from Las Vegas, and I want to share my Bill of the Week, which is also coming with a special shout out to my landscaper, Alberto. Living in Las Vegas is really tough to try and keep my garden irrigated, and my irrigation system is old and it frequently leaks and needs little repairs and is just generally sad. But the irrigation companies that I've had come out had quoted me between $10,000 and $20,000 to redo my irrigation system. A couple of months ago, I was chatting with the lovely Alberto as he was fixing something with the irrigation and complaining about how bad it is. And I told him I would love to fix it, but these were the quotes that I had gotten, and that was just simply not in the budget. Alberto told me that he could do it for me for $2,500. Fast forward to last weekend, and Alberto was out there fixing it for me for several hours, and I now have a brand new irrigation system for the grand total of $2,500. So, frugality and Alberto for the win. Thanks for everything you do.
This sounds like something that could have gone terribly wrong.
Yeah.
But that, seeing as that he was already fixing something at your house and you knew the quality of his work
Yeah,
and
that's
trusted
true.
him, way to go, Alberto.
Sometimes we get quotes for things and they are all over the map, which is why we really recommend getting at least 3 quotes for any type of job that you need done, and pick the one that you feel best about. Doesn't mean you have to pick the cheapest, the least expensive. Sometimes you can pick the one that's right in the middle. But again, like you're saying, especially if you know the quality of work of somebody, this is amazing. You have saved yourself thousands of dollars by going with Alberto. Shout out to him. And shout out to you all for leaving not reviews.
Bills
Bills.
for our week.
We would love reviews too, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
For leaving bills. If you've got a bill that you want to share, if it has to do with saving a ton of money on your own house renovation project, or your name is Bill and you're out here fixing things for people at reasonable prices, leave us your bill. We want to hear it. frugalfriendspodcast.com/bill. We can't wait to hear it. And now it's time for the lightning round.
All right. What is the best purchase that you have made in the last year? For me, an $8 hook that keeps our door closed. It goes at the top of the door so that Atlas doesn't just open the door and leave whenever he wants, because he does that and then the dog gets out. And honestly, the dog has been jumping on the door handle and it's like a straight one. And I think one day he's just going to like open.
Actually open
she's
it.
going to open the door and let herself out.
Yeah.
I found her on the top bunk of the bunk bed today.
Which is wild.
Yeah. Top bunk.
Wild behavior. She's just taking after her
true
next
owner.
yeah,
Atlas.
Model.
Yeah.
Atlas, who climbs everything.
Her older brother. Yeah. So like honestly, that has been we do use like the stuff that we buy. That hook, man, I use that every day. It's like a necessity. If you don't have the door hooked up top, he will unlock all the door, you know.
Crazy.
You can't have it locked at the bottom. Yeah.
No. For me, it's a stick vacuum. I have really enjoyed my vacuum. I do have a Roomba, the kind that mats the house. Yeah, Jeremy. But I only run Jeremy like once a week. And usually I pull up all the chairs and the carpets and stuff. So if I just have a little bit of a spill in one place, I was previously using a handheld vacuum and going and getting the stuff. And then I would find myself just bent over, because now that I'm down practically on the floor, I see everything else. And I'm now vacuuming my entire floor bent over with a handheld vacuum. So finally got a stick vacuum and life is better.
Yes. Oh, well. Thank you so much for listening to all our regrets. Please let us know in the comments what your regrets are, because we want to hear them. Please, if you have 25 of them, you can let us know.
And if one of your regrets has been some of these hobby items, you're definitely going to want to watch how TikTok is ruining hobbies next. And thanks so much for listening, everybody. We love reading your kind reviews of our book, Buy What You Love Without Going Broke, especially this one from Meredith Cook, 5 stars. This book is the perfect jumpstart to a fantastic frugal year. I've been listening to Jen and Jill and the Frugal Friends podcast for years, at least since 2020, and they've been my favorite podcast to find community and values-based spending. However, this release goes deeper into discovering the heart of aligned spending and challenged me to reevaluate my assumptions even as I was reading the book. I already feel more present with my finances, and I haven't even started using the tools like the 90-day inventory. Once again, Jen and Jill and their team knock it out of the park when it comes to financial well-being that's holistic and relevant, to refuse to skip the latte buyers like me. Order now, y'all.
Oh.
Wow. Thank you, Meredith.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening and leaving your kind reviews. And again, please, every review on Apple and Spotify helps. Every comment and subscribe on YouTube helps. It's a free way you can support us to get this message out to more and more people and help people not feel alone in their spending and their finances and have practical tips to move forward and do better.
Thanks so much for listening and for watching.
Bye.